Finding problems? That's easy. They exist in every community. I'm Terry Springs, your host. We're looking deeper, and we are talking solutions, finding out how we all can make a difference. Now on Talking Solutions, want to welcome Xevyn Harris and Mom Gloria Harris. People don't realize how many interesting individuals walk through the doors here at Beasley Media Group. But I know I came to work, you came in right behind me, and you started telling your story. Xevyn, the T-shirt that you're wearing, the notebook that you have says Bully Proof. What's the deal?
Bully Proof is the name of my campaign and also the name of my book. So Bully Proof, being shielded from bullying, staying away from it, learning how to deal with it is basically what my book is about, what my T-shirt is about. The Bible scripture on the front is "No weapon formed against me shall prosper," Isaiah 54:17. And it goes together with the name of my Bully Proof campaign, saying no matter what people do to you, no matter how much they bully you, no matter what they say or do to you or how they try to harm you, they can't hurt you unless you let them. And God will protect you from everything if you trust Him and know that He will.
One of my favorite lines, and we had not shared this yet, other people only have as much power over you as you allow them to have.
Yes.
I think that actually kind of fits in this context too. Xevyn, how old are you?
I'm 13 years old.
Very young to come up with this kind of campaign.
Yeah.
Why did you start Bully Proof?
Because I was bullied. I love school. I always have. And when I was bullied, it made me not want to go to school. And someone who likes school as much as I do shouldn't have to feel like they don't want to go. So that kind of made me feel like, well, it can't be just me who's getting bullied. And I started thinking, how about I do some research? So I started looking up things. I found the stats, how many kids are bullied in America each year. 160,000 of them skip school every day. I was just doing a bunch of research, and my mom came along. She was like, why not turn this into a book and help everybody? So that's basically what I did. We all wrote this book called Bully Proof. It's A to Z. Every letter talks about some of the stuff that has to do with bullying. For instance, B is bullying. And normally a bully is a bully is a bully. But we decided to break it down because there's a lot of different reasons why kids bully. There's bullies who are conceited. They think, I'm better than everybody else, so I can treat everybody how I want them to. There's the miserable bully. They feel so terrible about themselves that, misery loves company. So they want everybody else to feel miserable. And then there's the silent one. They bully you, but not really. They make you feel like some things are okay that aren't. They trick you into doing their dirty work. They're like a frenemy. They make you seem like you're your friend, but it's like, well, you can't hang out with us unless you do what we do, or you can hang out with us unless you're bad like we are. That's bullying too, because, it messes with kids' minds and they don't really know. It kind of tricks them to think what's right and what's wrong. That's basically how I came up with this concept. The book is from A to Z. I have a bunch of different words like friendship and leadership, peer pressure, jealousy, happiness, honesty, all these different words, they all have something to do with bullying. And it's not really using the point the finger approach, like you're a bully and you're bad. It's really trying to help kids. Because this book is not just for the bullied children, it's for kids who are bullied and how to deal with it so that they can stop. Most kids who are bullied is because they feel bad about themselves. They're placed in dysfunctional homes, they don't know what to do, so all they can do is bully. So what this book is basically about is helping kids to stop bullying and helping kids learn how to deal with being bullied.
Xevyn Harris is with us along with her mother, Gloria. Just came into our Beasley Media studios one morning and told us about your campaign. Gloria, how do you get a 13-year-old daughter who is so socially conscious into the researching and providing answers for kids who are being bullied?
She's my adopted daughter. It's my niece. She was in foster care, and that part of it was really, really terrible. She had to deal with things in that area. So I just believe that from the gate, she was destined for greatness. And to have to deal with that kind of a lifestyle at 4 years old, really young, something beats in her heart. And I know God chooses those to do big things. And I just feel like she's a star. She's going to do it. I can't take the glory for it. We have to give it to God because He just wanted me to assess her in her assignment on this planet. So I feel like when all of this started, when this happened to her, it reminded me so much of me as a child when I was bullied, to the point of severe, life-threatening kind of thing. I was shot, and I did not want this for her so badly that I did everything that I could do. Let's journal everything you have going on in your mind. How do you assess your feelings? Get it out. And at the end of the day, I have a 26-year-old daughter, my biological daughter. She ended up putting it all together in a book. And so we just decided how we can help other children, not just her and her classmates and people that she knows, but we want this to be worldwide. Like, this needs to be big, and I believe that it will.
I think it's going to also help parents, your Bully Proof campaign.
Yes.
Xevyn, how long since you started this?
It's probably a few months that I've been writing this book, because at first it was just in my journal. I wrote things about my experience in my journal, and then we started putting words to it and making it into a book. My big sister did all the technological stuff, and she put everything into the computer. We edited it, we changed things, and then it turned into Bully Proof.
Look at this. I mean, and it looks great. The T-shirt you've got on looks great.
Yeah.
We're talking about Bully Proof. It's a new campaign. This is Talking Solutions. I'm Terry Springs. You know, I've worked for this company for more than 12 years. I see people downstairs coming and going all the time. And as community relations director, I get a lot of people who would love to have their projects and their campaigns explained and rolled out on the show. But very few people that I've met over all these years have taken me so dramatically as when I met you, Xevyn and Gloria, downstairs with this campaign. One of the things we do as part of Talking Solutions is we ask, what can we do to help you?
Basically, I just wanted to get on a radio channel and to be able to talk to people about this so that the book can be out there, so that people will know, people will share it with other people, so it can reach all the people that it's supposed to reach and the people who need help with bullying, because I can't travel to every place in the world and help everybody. So basically what I'm trying to do is use the radio to get it everywhere so that everybody can hear it, so the message can get out.
Well, you wanted to be on one station. I'm sorry, you're going to be on 8. Plus, we're going to put a podcast of what we talked about today on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with any links. Is there a website or an email address where people can contact you?
I have a GoFundMe page for my campaign because I'm trying to raise money so that I can publish my book. It's GoFundMe.com/Xevyn, Xevyn.
Bullying. It's a big issue.
Very.
Looking at you as a beautiful young lady at 13, why would somebody bother to bully you?
I think maybe it's because I'm really smart. I'm kind of a geek, almost, because I love school, and that's really what people tease me about a lot. I mean, at first it was kind of just a funny thing that me and my friends, we made fun of each other for, but it kind of grew into a bigger problem as I got older. People started bullying me and saying really bad things about me, spreading rumors, making my friends feel like I wasn't a good person, and it just made me feel really bad.
First of all, no way are smart people geeky people. They're not. They're the best. And the other thing, too, Xevyn, what happened when you were being bullied to your grades?
I was being bullied, and I was getting really stressed out, anxious. I was really fidgety. I couldn't calm down, and it made me not be able to focus. So my straight A's went down to like D's and F's and C's, and that's when I really started realizing, okay, this is a big issue. Why is all this happening? Because at first I didn't really realize that the reason that my grades were dropping was because of bullying, and I was like, this can't be happening. And I found out that it was because I was stressed out about being bullied all the time. It was taking away from my focus that I was supposed to be putting into my schoolwork.
Did any of your teachers or anyone with the school notice this big change in your grades, how you suddenly were not achieving at the level that you normally did?
Yeah, most of my teachers did. They were like, Xevyn, you're a good student or whatever. You got to get your grades up. You're dropping down to C's. And I was like, yeah, I know. So I finally decided to go talk to my principal about the situation, and she helped me figure it out. The people who had been bullying me, we had a meeting, we talked about it, and things, they were worked out, and they went pretty good, but it's not always going to go that smoothly. Things don't always work out that easily, which is why sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands and figure out what you can do with yourself to stop the bullying from happening to you.
And your book, Bully Proof,
yes,
with your GoFundMe campaign, you're going to be able to publish that, and other kids can read it and also understand they're not the only ones encountering bullying. It's quite the opposite. It seems like everybody these days, especially with social media, is getting bullied in some way.
Cyberbullying cyberbullying is a big problem because it makes bullying a lot easier to get away with. And I guess it kind of makes people feel worse because people that I don't even know are contacting me and saying all these bad things about me. Why would somebody say something about me? Is there something wrong with me that I'm doing? That just makes people feel really bad about themselves. Cyberbullying often causes people to commit suicide. They call that bullying that leads to suicide, and it's a really terrible thing because I think about 2,000 children kill themselves every year just because they get bullied and because they feel so terrible.
Even one is too many.
One is way too many.
Well, I'm glad that you came through it.
Yeah.
Xevyn, you just blow me away. That's why I had to get you into our studio so that you could share your bully-proof story and campaign with everyone else here on Talking Solutions. What are you pointing out, Gloria?
I just wanted her to share a little bit on the stats because this is the serious.
Please do.
3.2 million kids are victims of bullying every year in America.
3.2
million children.
I'm thinking it's even higher than that. I hate to say it's an epidemic.
Is too much. Yeah.
It's really crazy how many children, like 160,000 children, skip school, stay home, hide in bathroom stalls. They walk out of the building. They try to find any way that they can to escape the people who are trying to hurt them. And that's why it's so serious because no one should feel unsafe at school. I mean, school is supposed to be a safe place where kids can feel free, but for them not to want to be there, to want to stay home and hide, it's terrible. I was just doing research and I found all these stats and these numbers, and it actually says that verbal bullying increases as children get older and physical bullying kind of decreases as children age, and verbal bullying hurts just as bad. The things that people say, words hurt too. Not just somebody hitting you or slapping you across the face, but somebody saying some terrible things about you. It makes you feel really bad about yourself. That's why children want to kill themselves, because they feel like, why am I living here? If people are saying all these things about me, then I can't be a good person.
It's hard enough being a kid and putting this on top of everything else you're facing is not right. It's bully-proof campaign. Xevyn Harris and Gloria Harris just had to have you come and tell your story. Now, is there anything that I'm forgetting?
Another thing is that a lot of adults feel like, oh, bullying is a part of childhood. You know, kids, they need to be toughened up. But sometimes too much of something is not good. Because adults, like, you tell them that you're being bullied, they don't really pay too much attention to it. But it's really a lot serious than people seem, because they try to minimize the problem, but it's really a lot bigger than it looks. Because a little bullying, somebody being mean to you, you got to learn how to deal with it, because you got to go through it, because it's life.
Toughen up, shake it off. Yeah, right.
But
look, you ask any parent who has lost a child to bullying, ask them if it's a serious situation, they will set you straight.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And from a parent's perspective who was bullied, and now in my adult years, I can now see and understand this is really serious, because a lot of the things that are happening around the world today with children going into schools and shooting at other children, that's all a mental issue based on what has been told into their spirits. Because like she was saying, physical bullying stops at a certain point and then becomes verbal. And then verbally, that's even worse, because there's words that you're telling yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not. I can't. And the next thing you know, you're feeling this small. And people who don't value themselves, how can they value other people?
Exactly.
So they do things like what we just experienced in Florida.
Yeah.
And that's terrible.
Well, a lot of those school shooters, too, have been bullied or excluded.
Yes, exactly.
You know, we've got to be inclusive.
Exactly.
We need to let everybody be part of the circle.
Exactly.
Wow.
And
well,
that's what this is all about.
I think you're part of the change that has to happen. And Xevyn, I'm so glad that you came up to tell your story.
Thank you.
Xevyn Harris, Gloria Harris, and the Bully Proof campaign. All the info, links, and everything on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with podcast of our discussion today. Thanks so much for coming in to join us on Talking Solutions.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.